Every single December, the entire world's happiness kind of hinges on one massive logistics operation, Santa's Workshop. It's got to be the ultimate import-export challenge, right? For centuries, we've just assumed it's all powered by magic. But what if the real secret to pulling it off year after year is the same tech that's completely changing global trade for the rest of us? All right, let's get into it.
Just picture it for a second. Santa's elves. They're basically the most dedicated compliance team in history. For hundreds of years, they were doing everything by hand, painstakingly inspecting every single toy, triple-checking every customs classification, making sure every manifest was absolutely perfect before it got anywhere near that sleigh.
But here's the thing. What happens when that nice list just gets ridiculously long? The sheer volume, the complexity of it all. It's just outgrown what even the most magical manual process can handle. And that is a challenge every single one of us in global trade faces today. So what do you do? Well, for a lot of folks, the answer is AI. But let's be honest, that answer usually comes with a pretty big dose of fear.
And this brings us right to the core anxiety in the whole industry, doesn't it? The moment you mention AI, you can almost feel people thinking, are my days numbered? Is this tech here to replace me? To replace the experts?
And look, that's a completely understandable concern. The idea that some algorithm could just replace the decades of hard-won experience that brokers and specialists have, it's a scary thought. But that's kind of like saying Santa would just fire all the elves. That's not how this technology actually works in the real world.
Okay, this right here is the crucial takeaway. The myth is all about replacement. But the reality? The reality is that AI is here to supercharge expertise. It's not here to take your job. It's here to give you superpowers to do your job better, faster, and with way more confidence than ever before.
So, let's completely reframe how we think about this. AI isn't a competitor. You should think of it as the most powerful assistant a trade expert could ever dream of. It truly is a force multiplier. It handles all the tedious, time-consuming heavy lifting, which frees up the human experts to focus on the stuff that really requires a human brain. Just think about the raw power we're talking about here. Instantly surfacing the exact regulation you need? Done. Flagging weird anomalies in the data that a person might miss? Check. Suggesting classifications based on analyzing literally millions of data points and historical rulings? You got it. This is work that used to take hours, maybe even days. Now, we're talking seconds.
But, and this is a huge but, for all of its incredible power, AI is missing the one thing that matters most: human judgment. An algorithm can process data all day long, but it has zero understanding of the subtle context that decides whether a toy is an action figure or a doll under some ridiculously complex tariff code. That takes nuance. That takes experience. That, my friends, takes an elf.
So you see, this isn't some battle of AI versus humans. Not at all. It's all about a partnership. We call it the hybrid model, and believe me, it is the future of trade compliance. So let's break down what this workflow actually looks like in practice.
Here's how it goes. First, the AI does the grunt work. It drafts a classification, it pulls all the supporting data, all the legal citations, the whole shebang. Then, the human expert, that's you, steps in. You review what the AI came up with, you apply your unique judgment, your context, your gut instinct, and only then, when you're satisfied, do you sign off. The human is always the final authority. Period.
And when you put these two ways of working side by side, wow, the difference is just night and day. The hybrid model isn't just way faster, it's actually more accurate because the AI can spot patterns that a human might easily miss. And this is critical. It creates a rock-solid, fully defensible audit trail for every single decision. The results really do speak for themselves. Your entire compliance process becomes faster, it becomes more accurate, it becomes way more defensible in an audit, and it becomes infinitely more scalable. Suddenly, Santa's Workshop can handle a nice list that grows by millions every year, and they don't even break a sweat. But for this whole partnership to work, there's one ingredient that is absolutely non-negotiable, and that's trust. Think about it. You're not going to trust a system you don't understand. And in a field like trade compliance, where one tiny mistake can cost millions of dollars, relying on some mysterious black box AI is just not an option. You need to see exactly how the system came up with its recommendations. And this is what we call explainable AI. It means that for every single suggestion the AI gives you, the human reviewer, can see the entire journey it took. You can trace it all the way back to the specific regulation, the exact historical ruling, or the precise data point that informed its decision.
I absolutely love this metaphor for it. It's not a black box that you have to blindly put your faith in. It's more like a clear-sighted snow globe. You can look right inside and see exactly how all the little pieces are moving and working together. That transparency is what makes this entire human-AI partnership possible in the first place.
Okay, so let's pull all of this together and look ahead a few years. What does your workshop look like in 2026? Well, it's not fully automated with robots everywhere, and it's not people buried under mountains of paper. The future of the workshop, whether it's at the North Pole or in your office, is hybrid.
The roles are perfectly divided. AI's job is speed, recall, and plowing through massive amounts of data. The human's job, that's judgment, nuance, and, most importantly, accountability. The machine suggests, the human decides every single time.
And if you take away only one thing from all of this, let it be this. This technology does not make your team's expertise obsolete. In fact, it's the opposite. It makes their expertise more valuable than ever before by amplifying it. It allows your best people to apply their incredible skills to the most critical, high-stakes decisions.
So, I'll just leave you with this final question. We all know that global trade is only getting more and more complex every day. The deadlines, they don't stop. That next big delivery, the next Christmas Eve, is always just around the corner. So the question is your workshop ready?